Good morning, everybody. It is 7:15, around there. I've been up since a little bit after 5 this morning. Beebs he's on call this week. I think I mentioned that in yesterday's vlog. But also yesterday, his boss told him that he might go in last night, and also he had to go an hour earlier than normal. So usually he gets up at 4 and leaves by 5 to get there by 6. Today he got up at 3, leaves by 4 to get there at 5. So 1 hour earlier than normal, which was kind of unfortunate. Usually we like to spend time together during the evening for a few hours, but last night we had to call it an early night so he could get his sleep and be well rested for an early day. But he was paid overtime, which I believe is time and a half, for being there an hour early, just basically waiting because they might have to run the snowplows. So he was basically there just in case. It wasn't even for sure that he was needed. So like I said, all of that was overtime, which obviously, like, I'm not complaining. It obviously helps both of us out as far as like our living and comfort goes. We know that we have a little bit of extra money when he gets paid, so we have that to look forward to, and obviously it'll help with bills and groceries and whatever else we might need it for. I believe I've mentioned to you guys before, my medication is very expensive, so that will help with that also, because obviously I have heart conditions, plural, and I need my medication. So anyway, that's the situation this morning. I've been dealing with some complete and utter bullshit. I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to say things that could get me in trouble, but I've just been going through and dealing with some bullshit, hollow words from others, meaningless, like, promises, I guess, asking for things from my family that you've been offered before. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Even when, like, we offered and you refused multiple times before now. It's just embarrassing for that person, but like I said, I'm not going to go into it. But this morning I'm in PJs. I'm wearing this tank top you guys have seen and these shorts that you guys have also seen. I took my medication very early today because, like I said, I was up a little bit after 5 and have been since then. So my medication's been in me for around 2 hours now. I believe I've mentioned before that my heart doctors would like me to wait an hour after I take my medication to take my blood pressure. But I want to get readings earlier in the day, not like almost to mid-afternoon. So it hasn't been an hour after for most of the days that I've tracked it, but today it will be around the time that we want to take it. And obviously they want me to do that because they want my meds to be in my system, to obviously also see how the meds are doing with my blood pressure, how they're interacting with it, whether they're making it better or worse. I am on a couple of blood pressure medications as far as I'm aware. I'm on beta blockers for my heart and just a bunch of other stuff. But all of that being said, we are going to pull out the blood pressure cuff and take my reading for this morning. So I've mentioned this before, I believe I have, yes, that I prep the next days, like, to fill in so I don't forget the reading and have to jot all of this down at once. So I'll only be able to fit today on the morning blood pressure for this page. So I clarified on the side, like, February 7th through the 18th is on this page. So obviously today will be my last reading on this page. And then I have room for today's evening reading and tomorrow's evening reading. And then I also specified down here February 11th through the 19th. And then obviously for the rest of the month, I will do morning and evening, the same as I did on this page, on the next one for the rest of the month. And obviously I will clarify, like I did here, that it's February 2026. So yeah, that is where we're at. I've been super consistent. So yeah, that being said, my cuff is usually just over here. This cord, I believe, has a short in it because I have to like mess with this and unplug it, plug it back in for it to work. Like, as you can see, it doesn't just turn on. So I'm gonna do that and then we'll take the reading. I kind of tend to overthink and hyperfocus on the fact that I have to do this every day, and this is my life now with my current health situation. But I try not to get upset over it because there's really nothing I can do, and it's just the cards I was dealt. So there's really, like I said, nothing I can do. So we're going to take life for what it is and just remember to be grateful that we're still here. So I literally have to like fuck around with this, unplug it, and plug it back in until it like lights up. And then usually after I do that, I can turn it on and successfully take the reading. The only unfortunate part is sometimes the plug is the issue. The outlets on my nightstand are very close, and this one obviously sits this way, and this is a lot bulkier, so it doesn't fit next to my phone charger all the time. I'll show you what I mean. So like, for example, if I plug my phone charger in, which it's always plugged in, and I try to plug this in, it doesn't fully fit, if you can see. So it sucks, but I have to unplug my phone charger to make sure that fits in the outlet, which I guess I could always plug it in over there, but I didn't really consider that. Anyway, let's do what we need to do. Okay, let's do this.
Please sit down. Please relax and do not talk or move. Your systolic pressure is 117. Your diastolic pressure is 71. Your pulse is 85. According to...
Alright, my BPM was a little bit high. Kind of makes me paranoid, but I'm not going to focus on it too much. I have been up and I've been kind of anxious about the bullshit that I've been dealing with, like I said. So I'm not going to focus on it, but I'm going to log that and then I will come back. Okay, logged the reading, and then obviously we'll come back tonight and do the same thing. You guys know at night I do write down the time so my doctor can get a feel on when the evening blood pressure was taken and kind of how far throughout the day I went before I took another reading, just so he can get an idea of where my heart's at opposed to in the morning. So yeah. So as you can see, I haven't even been out of the bedroom this morning. Like, it's barely starting to get light outside. It's only 7:31, so I'm not planning to let the dogs out for a couple more hours. Usually I don't even like to come out here until I'm ready to let them out because they get riled up, especially Ruby. She'll start to whine and just get a little stir crazy. So I try to stay away from them until I'm almost ready to let them out. Also, update on my stomach cramps / stomach pain that I've been having. It is definitely starting to die down. My appointment was on the 4th, I believe, of this month with my primary care when he prescribed it, and I started taking it not the next day but the day after. So at this point, today's the 18th, so it's been a little over a couple weeks, I believe. So I just calculated, it's been exactly 2 weeks since I started taking the medication. So yeah, definitely starting to go away, which I'm glad. Obviously, a possibility with any new medication with odd side effects is those side effects not going away because your body just doesn't agree with it or it doesn't make you feel right or whatever. And there is, like I said, always that possibility. Not only that, but as well as the possibility of it just making you feel like shit, and also not just like physically, but mentally as well. So there's always a chance that you will have to stop taking it. But for me, seems to be working out so far after around 2 weeks. So yeah. So as per usual, there is a love note from Beebs on the mirror. He leaves one every morning. I've said this before, but that is your gentle reminder to find yourself a high effort boyfriend. And I haven't been in here yet today, so this is actually my chance to read it for the day. As always, it made my day. He is always so sweet and making sure that I know I'm loved. So I'm going to take it in here and put it with the rest of my little love notes on the wall. I have been using Scotch tape. I told you guys that before, just so they don't fall behind anything. So I'm going to do that real quick. And my Scotch tape, I believe, is, yes, in the bottom drawer. I use Scotch tape, obviously, as opposed to like industrial tape, just because obviously like it has a lesser of a chance to damage the wall. Obviously that chance doesn't go away completely, but I'd rather use this and hopefully not damage the wall, because anything that we damage or anything that's not how it was when we moved in, we will obviously get charged for it. If you have lived in an apartment or you live in one currently, you probably know that. So my goal with this is to fill the wall. So we are going to put this one right next to this paint, or this picture, I can't think right now, that my dad let me hang here at our place of my mom's last testimony, a scripture, and then obviously Christ in the background and a picture of her. So yeah, that is what it's looking like. And originally, like in the beginning when he was writing me notes every morning, he didn't date them, just because that's not even something we thought about, but he did start dating them. So I like being able to look back and see like where we were at in our relationship, like how long we'd been together when specific notes were written. So I love that. I also added a reminder to refill my meds today. I think I might wait on the daytime medications because I didn't realize I had one more dose after today. You guys know I've said a million times I have to be in order, so maybe I'll just do the night today. So I feel like while we're chit-chatting, I can get that done while I'm up and thinking about it. You guys can see I'm completely out of the nighttime. So let's take this little guy into the kitchen and start filling my meds. Obviously, my medications are up here. You guys have seen before. This is just like extra meds for like sickness, like mucus relief and cough syrup. But these are all of my meds. So I really hate this, but I think I'm gonna have to turn the lights on. I don't really want to disturb the dogs, but it's gonna have to happen. All right, so I'm gonna move these so you don't get my info. So I have, these four are heart meds that I take. One of them I take day and night, and then the rest are just during the day. And then these four, as well as this, which is my birth control, I take this during the day, but these are mental health medications. This one's day, this one's as needed, this one's night. This is the trazodone, so I don't actually take that anymore. So I guess there's only three. And then my mood stabilizer, which is also during the day. So 3 mental meds during the day, and 4 during the day, and 1 at night for the heart pills. So we're gonna get started. And then I obviously have my handy little pill cutter. You guys can see I got this one at Walgreens. So this is my situation. And then this is just an extra inhaler I have for my asthma. This is my main twice a day asthma inhaler, but I have so many of these, so this one is just a spare. So I also forgot to mention, I totally forgot to grab it, but instead of my trazodone that I used to take, you guys know I take Tylenol PM, and we just got this huge container from Sam's Club after I finished like the small bottle. You guys know I keep that in my purse for on the go, refilled with these, but I really liked them. I liked how they help me sleep. I'm an insomniac. I struggle to sleep. I always have. And don't worry, I have asked my doctor if this is safe to take every night or if I should take it every couple days. And he said there's no harm and there shouldn't be any concern with that. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you the daytime meds. But I'm obviously not doing those right now. So I'm going to set those aside and we're just going to worry about the nighttime meds. So for nighttime, I am on this guy right here. I'm not going to show you, like I said, it has info on it. But this is Entresto. This is one of my heart medications, the only one that I take at night. And I'm going to cut 14 of these. Well, cut 7 of them to make 14. So I have some to put in the daytime as well when I refill that tomorrow. So I'm going to cut these and then I'll probably just set the 7 for the daytime aside. So it's just easier for me in the morning. So real quick before I finish, these ones are the hardest to cut. You guys can see where you place the pill. You like push it up here to hold it. And these ones you have to position perfectly. They will move and you have to reposition them because they're just an odd shape. They're like a capsule shape. So Beebs and I both hate cutting this specific pill. The rest are easy because they're just circle tablets. But that's why I'm prepping the refill for the daytime that I'm going to do tomorrow right now because it's just easier. So like I said, this is the shape of this pill and that's how I have to place it. Obviously, like I said, it'll move, so it's a pain in the ass. And obviously we don't get it perfectly in half every time, but we try our best. This makes it so easy. When I lived with my dad right after my heart attack, I had to cut him with a knife and that was just a pain in the ass. You push down and cut them with the knife and they fly everywhere. You always end up losing a few pills, so this is handy. So I ended up cutting one more pill than I needed to, so I'll just throw these back in the medication bottle with the rest of them that I didn't cut, and obviously put 7 of these aside for tomorrow when I do the daytime, and we're gonna fill this pill in the nighttime. Did I have to explain that to you? Maybe I did. We're done with this, and then I just throw the pill bottles back in the bucket as I go. All right, we got that medication in the nighttime for the whole week. And then, like I said, the only other med I take at night is Tylenol PM. You guys know, with my heart condition, I can't take any pain med, fever reducer other than Tylenol, which kind of sucks. It doesn't always work, but this is my life now. And I just put 2 of these in each. I love the days when I dump out just enough to fill the whole thing and I don't have any extra. But that doesn't always happen because my life simply just does not go that way literally ever. And just like that, nighttime pills are done. I can put these back in my drawer. And then I'm also going to separate the daytime and leave them on the counter for tomorrow morning. So that is my mood stabilizer, the med I just did for nighttime, my antidepressant. I usually put my anxiety pill in there as well just in case. And then obviously if I don't take it, I'll have it in there if I need it. Just easy access and I don't have to pull this whole container of pill bottles out and search for it. I have one of my beta blockers, another heart pill. I'm not sure what this one does. I'm not a doctor. And then another heart pill. And that is the one I mentioned that was $900. And then obviously my birth control. each prescription fill of this comes with 3 of these packets. And they're just like sheets with the medication in them, obviously. And I always write current on the front because, like I said, it comes with 3, and I want to know which one I'm using because I told you before they have to be in order. So my last one for this fill is in there. So, yeah. So in a situation like this one where I'm setting out the daytime to fill tomorrow, in that case, I only have 1 medication that I put back in my container because I use the rest of them, including the heart pill that I take at night during the day. I apologize if I'm repeating myself. It's just a little bit complicated. But for me, I've pretty much got it down to a science. So obviously we'll take this guy and put it back in the medication cabinet. I'm trying not to show the fridge because it has all of my info on it. And then I'm actually just gonna get a Tupperware and put all of my meds that I'm leaving out in it, just so the dogs don't get into it in any way. Because y'all know Indy at this point, she is a counter thief. So obviously we don't want her in danger by getting a hold of any of these. And without showing any of my info, put all 8 daytime medications in here to decide for tomorrow morning. And shut the lid. We're just gonna leave this, like I said, out on the counter. I'm gonna put a sticky note on it so I remember to do that. We keep our sticky note pad somewhere for easy access so Beebs can be the sweetest ever and write me love notes. So I'm gonna make a note and then we will take that to my nightstand drawer. Okay, I made my note and we're just gonna place that there and grab this guy and take it back to the bedroom. Look at all them dirty dishes. Okay, I actually sat down. I was gonna start doing some more journaling as of right now, but before I do anything else, I need to go in the other room and turn the lights on and do my morning misting. Also, I have my psychiatrist appointment that I've talked about before on the 24th, so in 6 days at this point. Very nervous for that, but we're not going to talk about it because I will freak out. Good morning from the reptiles. I left the window open, like way open, last night on accident, so I guess I'll just leave that open for today, even though that might not happen because as you can see, it's very gloomy, overcast, and well, the sun's not up yet, obviously, but overcast, and as you can hear, it is raining. So maybe I'll leave it open if the sun comes out, or if the opposite, I'll shut it. Good morning, Grogu. Oops. Reptile chores, check. Alright, I don't think I've actually ever vlogged like in depth doing my medications like that, so now you guys know my weekly routine. Usually at the end of the week, it varies depending on the order I'm taking my daytime pills in that week. So yeah, as you can see, the bed is just a mess because vlogging is really the first time I've gotten out of bed today, but I did do some journaling. I was snacking on Cheetos. Probably shouldn't be my first meal, but it is. What you gonna do? And then my blood pressure log, which I'm just gonna put away for the day until I do it again tonight. There's me. Hey. So I ended up taking everything else aside from my monitor out of this drawer And I'm going to keep my blood pressure log in there with that. And I also have to write a reminder for myself on the day of my cardiology appointment to set that out the night before so I don't forget it. Otherwise, all my hard work will have been for nothing. And I don't know if I've mentioned, but I only see my cardiologist every 3 months. But obviously, like, if he's concerned, which he hasn't been that concerned so far, hopefully that stays the case. But like I said, obviously if he's concerned, he'll see me sooner. Let's see if we can catch the clock turning to 8 a.m. Probably not. We might be here for a while because I don't know, obviously, when it's going to change. And I also don't want a 60-second clip of me staring at the clock. Any day now. There we go. I've officially been up for 2 hours. That is insane. Way too early for me, but I don't even want to step out there because it's so cold. But you guys can see the roads are wet. You can probably hear the wind. Very gloomy, overcast, a lot of heavy rain clouds in the sky. But hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't snow. Just because I don't want Beebs to be gone all night. So, very chilly, but we're living with it. I'm just gonna get my ass in the house because it's cold as fuck. The doggos are ready to come out, unfortunately, but I'm not ready to let them out and deal with their asses. So you two are gonna stay in there for another hour or so. So I did do a load of laundry yesterday morning / afternoon. I believe I vlogged that. If I didn't, then I did laundry. I put away the clean laundry that was already in the basket in there. So that's taken care of, and the clean laundry basket is empty. But there's another load of clean laundry in the dryer. So I'm going to take it out of the dryer. I'm not going to bother putting it in the basket. And I'm going to dump it on the bed and just get it put away. It's not a very big load, so I'm not worried about it taking forever. I'm obviously not going to do that right now. I just want to relax for a couple more hours before I let the dogs out. So we will do that in a bit. Every night I've been filling my cute cup you guys saw that Beeps got me for Valentine's Day with water, so I have water to drink. Obviously I've not been doing too well drinking it, but we're trying. I can only do what I can do. So this is fucking random. I believe I showed you guys the other day, a few days ago, when I did some research on heart disease. All of this right here, just general research on all of my conditions. So long QTS, DCM or dilated cardiomyopathy, ejection fraction, and blood pressure. But it was just like very brief descriptions and research on everything. So last night I decided to research each condition individually. So I got a lot more info on each thing that I suffer with, just to educate myself. I feel like that's always important. You guys might be different, but for me, I like to educate myself, especially when it comes to a serious health condition like mine. But this page is long QT syndrome research. I'm not going to go through everything because that would take forever. I have dilated cardiomyopathy research, or DCM, and a heart failure overview. So I found out, fun fact, this is the only thing I'm going to mention. Heart failure in general, apparently, can also be called congestive heart failure, which is what my mom was diagnosed with, and or CHF is the short term for it. So I didn't know that. And obviously with each condition, I wrote down symptoms. I'm not going to show you the previous page because obviously like this side is a journal entry, but I did write down symptoms. And obviously those same symptoms would also apply in an emergency with my heart if anything were to happen. Fingers crossed that never happens, but if it were to happen, maybe not all of the symptoms, but some of them would apply in an emergency. So I just feel like they are very, very good to know. Beebs is so cute. That was the one I wrote him for Valentine's Day. Same with this one, and then all of the other ones that he's kept. I love him. I don't know if there's any other tasks, like being productive wise, that I need to do at least this morning. But I do plan on getting these dishes done at some point. 8:05. By the way, vlogs like this that are 30 minutes or longer usually take me an hour to a couple hours to film, just because obviously I take breaks in between clips. So I'm doing the most for y'all. And I'm doing even more without editing software because I can't be on my phone for hours at a time. Especially when I vlog like during the day with Beebs. Like when we're out doing things. For example, when we went to the SpongeBob movie, I was vlogging like 5 hours like throughout the whole evening. So my phone was pretty much dead. So that's what I mean. So update on the lemon balm like prebiotic Epsom salt that we tried. I'm addicted to it. I think this is going to be my go-to from now on. I promise it's not drugs. I know it looks suspicious, but it definitely is Epsom salt. I can smell it through the bag. It smells so good. Anyway, we're almost out, so I've definitely been using this a lot, and I would recommend. I used it last night, so it was on the floor, but we're just gonna throw that back in there. Literally, don't even talk to me about the state of the bathroom counter. I try to wipe it down, but my hair just constantly sheds, especially with this long extension business. But I promise I wipe it down. And if you've ever, like, if you're a woman maybe that sheds constantly like I do, you know that wiping up hair is literally the worst task ever. It takes like twice as long because every stroke you make with your washcloth or whatever, it leaves back like hair behind that you've already wiped up. So just a pain in my goddamn ass. Love that, but also hate it at the same time. Also, this proves that I'm always picking up dog toys, no matter where it's at. I even picked them up out of the bedroom. The other day, probably like a week ago now, I kicked one of the hollow bones that I fill with peanut butter on accident, and it went right in between my ring toe, and my pinky toe. So that was not fun. I'm gonna open the blinds partially. I would open the window itself so I can hear the rain, but it's very, very cold. So focus. We are not gonna do that this morning. The wind is crazy. Anyway, update on the cute ass teddy bear Beebs got me for Valentine's Day. I named her Lila, and I'm obsessed with her. She's so soft. Obviously, I've been obsessed with the blanket too. But I found one of these little bow headbands. This was actually Whitley's when she was a baby. Whitley is my daughter, if you're new here. She's 4. I love her. I love you, baby. If you're watching this, if you ever watch this, I love you so much. Mommy will always love you. Anyway, this was hers, so I put it around Lila. I thought it looked cute. Not only that, but it reminds me of my baby. And you guys have obviously seen Murphy before. He's my medical slash emotional support bear. So he goes with me to doctor's appointments. Not every single one, but most of them. My cardiologist actually made a comment when I took him the last time, not at my last appointment, but the last time I took him with me. He made a comment that my bear had a doctor's appointment too. So we love a supportive doctor. I'm putting on my cardigan at this point because it's very cold. You guys have seen this cardigan. My aunt, my dad's sister, actually got this for me when I started my job in the deli. I had my heart attack working there. Fun fact, I was on closing shift, and that's when I had my heart attack. So anyway, not the point. She got me this for my interview for that job. I really want to get like a little table, like side table, not like a nightstand, just like a little table thing, maybe a cheaper one from IKEA, to put like over here by this outlet so I can plug my blood pressure cuff in right there, have it on a separate stand as opposed to taking up room on this fucker. And then also put like my blood pressure log, maybe my daily and nightly pills, so they're out. I don't know. Maybe I'll mention it to Beebs and see what he thinks. So I keep being chaotic and changing the camera angle every 2 seconds. But I am gonna put some Aquaphor on my tattoo. You guys know Beebs and I went and got a brand new tube of Aquaphor. We couldn't find the one we had anywhere, plus it didn't have a lid, and I don't want an infection, so we took the safe, easy route and went and got a new tube. Aquaphor is not very expensive whatsoever, so we did that. I don't feel the need to put as much on it because it's like almost 2 weeks old at this point, but tattoo is moisturized. There was something stabbing my ass when I was sitting there just now, and it was my bougie ass ring. This is from my ex-partner. He got me this. Obviously him and I aren't exactly on the best terms anymore. We haven't been for over a year now. But it meant a lot to me when he got it for me, so I've kept it. It's very pretty. I've asked Beebs how he feels about me wearing it since it is from an ex-partner, and Beebs doesn't mind, so I wear that. Beebs actually found it. I dropped it. He actually found it under the couch the other day when he swept and mopped. We love husband material. All right, time check. Almost 8:15. I have 36 minutes of footage, so I will probably be pretty close to ending this vlog. I don't really have any other tasks to vlog this morning or really anything else to talk about for this vlog. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this morning with me. I obviously hope that you enjoyed seeing my lovely, ridiculous medication routine. But like I said, that's just my life now. So yeah, if you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit the like button. Obviously, that's what that means. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your notifications on. And yeah, come back next time if you want to hear more from me and my bullshenogany. So, yeah, like I said, I love you. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the people who have been leaving sweet comments recently. But yeah, I love vlogging. I love talking to you guys, and it gives me something to do while Beebs is gone, not loving me all day. How rude of him. I'm just kidding, obviously. But yeah, like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you cats on the flip-flop later. Mwah.